Okay. Dashboard. I don't know if I'm streaming or not on YouTube. E channel live. Is it working? I'm trying to double stream from Twitch to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I'm not sure if it's working or not. Streaming on Twitch currently. So that's working. And then how do I... Let me go to YouTube, my studio. YouTube studio. Create, go live. Up. Okay. It is streaming. It's been streaming for 2 minutes. Okay. Let me see if... Okay, so I'm streaming on... Sorry, I'm testing out this new thing. So top chat. Testing. And then let's see if that shows up in my multi-chat. Yes, it did show. Okay. And then post testing in my Twitch. And then it should show up. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. But I don't know if it's okay, it's live streaming on my YouTube studio. Stream settings. Stream is healthy. Unlist live replay. No. Edit this to being let's draw live call in show. And then we're going to call this call in Wow, Jesse draws. Save. Okay. Hey Bruce, can you do me a favor? Can you check my YouTube channel and see if you can find me streaming there? Because I see me streaming in the studio. My YouTube channel is... Oh, unlisted. Okay, wait. So, customization, live reactions. Details. How do you want to go live? Visibility, public. Done. Save. Okay, now I think it might show up. It might show up now because, let me try. I just made it public. So let me see here. View channel. Yeah, okay, I see it now. Okay. All right, so I think I figured it out. Can you go back and check, Bruce? Stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Then view tools, docs. Yes, it's live. Okay. Sweet. Okay, and my only other question is, what's my other question? Oh yeah, is the stream quality okay? Because now I'm taxing my system a little bit to do this, I think. Let me see here. Discord. Burp. Yeah, it's the same quality. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry for the little bit of technical stuff. But I'm starting to stream to YouTube also at the same time. I'm trying to be multi-platform. Anyway, all right, let me put in the call-in number. Let's see. Call in. All right. And then we'll have let's see, Friday join in. And then hey, Sikvard. Okay, I'm gonna put in. All right, the only thing I need to do here is dock the multiple output. Twitch says I can multi-chat. Make this smaller here. Doink, 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 doink. All right. Then I should be able to see everything, I think. If people are on YouTube or on, oh yeah, let me open up my Zoom. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now people have the choice, freedom of choice. It's important, freedom of choice to view my streams however they like. Okay. Bing, bing, bing. Okay. Okay. Let me put on some music. Yeah. Yeah. So today I had a meeting over at Warner Brothers, Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers, and with one of the execs over there, and we had we sat and talked for about probably like an hour and a half. And they explained to me the lay of the land. And basically what had happened, the long story, is, you know, back in 2021, I pitched a what's going on here? I pitched a show to Cartoon Network called Hungry Ghost, and it got picked up as a part of a pilot program. So I spent the next year making a 7-minute pilot called Hungry Ghost, and then afterwards they had made like about 20 something pilots. This was during the pandemic. And my pilot afterwards, after all the pilots were done and Cartoon Network had basically kind of like closed its doors at its old building and all that stuff and moved in, got absorbed by Warner Brothers. Everything moved over to the Warner Brothers building, and then, you know, a lot of the executives got laid off and all this kind of stuff. And what am I saying? Ding, ding, ding. Hungry Ghost kept going. They kept saying, we want to still make Hungry Ghost. So I was in development with Hungry Ghost for about, all in all, close to somewhere around 4 years. And during this time, like it's been so chaotic, like the animation industry, and somehow Hungry Ghost has survived all that time. And I never expected it to. I just made it because I was like, they were going to pay me to make something, and to me that was like fun. You know, it's like, oh, I get paid to work on my own thing, and that's cool, and that's a great opportunity. And so that's all. I try to keep it like that in that mindset, not expecting that it would ever actually see the light of day or get made, you know. And it got to the point where so Cartoon Network basically had no money. Cartoon Network America. And the only people we pitched it to was Cartoon Network, the European. Hey, 124 Music, what's up? Was on the in England in the European side of Cartoon Network. So we pitched it to them. I spent like months and months on a pitch deck working on how to present this material, and making a Bible and writing a bunch of episode ideas and outlines and things like that. And then I even made a rough animatic of a second episode on top of the pilot, the 7-man pilot. And we pitched it to Cartoon Network Europe, and basically they didn't want it. And even though Cartoon Network US side, I think, wanted to make it, at least the executives I was working with all wanted to make it. And but Cartoon Network Europe, from what I understand, actually still makes money from advertisements on cable. So people in Europe still watch cable, apparently. So they were holding the bags, and I guess Hungry Ghost just wasn't their bag, you know? And so the only option we had left was, okay, we'll pitch Hungry Ghost to I gotta make it so that the multi-chat from YouTube doesn't disappear. I gotta figure that out. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I wonder how I can do that. I wonder if I can do that. Let's see if I can change. Go back to bot tricks. Make it so that the widget chat overlay 10-second hold old messages for, let's say, 60 seconds. Okay. Maybe that'll do it. If someone wants to comment on YouTube, just to see how long it hangs in there, if anyone's watching on YouTube, appreciate it. But anyway, so yeah, so the only option we had left was pitch it to Hulu, pitch it to Netflix, Amazon. Yeah, that's why I wanted to give the option. Okay, cool. It's staying. The comments are staying. Oh, no, the comments are not staying. I might have to post a new address next time I do it. We'll do it next time. So yeah, so the strategy became, okay, we're gonna prepare this for pitching to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and possibly even Disney. Disney Plus. And months and months go by, and thanks, Bruce. Months and months go by, and then finally, I got called into a meeting today, this morning, and they're like, basically like, Hulu doesn't even want to see it. They don't even want the pitch. They don't want to look at it. And apparently Netflix is only looking for like adult stuff, from what I understand, like YA to adult stuff and not kid stuff. So I'm just out of luck. Like, it's done. Hungy, this like 4-year development cycle is over, and I got to think. Well, I don't have to think of other things to do because I have got like 3 or 4 other things on the pots on the kettles on the fire or whatever. But it is I walked out of there, I'm not feeling like totally crushed, but in some ways like feeling like I broke up with a girlfriend or something. This world, I had created that was like voiced by Tim Robinson and Bobby Moynihan, and is just like done. It's I can't revive it. It's just it's gone forever. So that's that. I would play a song right now, but because I'm streaming to YouTube now, I can't. It'll get copyright struck. So I'm just gonna keep it royalty free. So that's the story of my day today. I learned that one of my babies has gone to the ether, away from me, into the afterlife. So Cartoon Network owns the rights. Like, they paid, they paid me, thousands of dollars. They paid thousands of dollars to make the pilot, and I used all their resources to develop the animatic and all this kind of stuff, and worked with their producers and their producers' assistants and all this kind of stuff. So they totally own the rights to Hungy. Actually, they never outright bought it. Because they never did a buyout, because they would have had to have paid me something like $30,000. But I can never screen the pilot. Anything I made under their roof, I cannot use. I think the rights, I'm not totally, where did my clone stamp tool go? Oh, there it is. If they go under, I don't know. I haven't even talked to my manager yet. I texted my manager today and I was like, hey, Hungy's dead. I'm gonna go, get a hoagie or whatever. Or I ended up going to this place called Monty's and getting a veggie dog and fries. Could have been worse. I was thinking about getting a milkshake. Oh yeah. I might have like shown it to some people. But you know, I don't have don't tell anybody. But I might have what do you call it? There might be a way for me to get the rights back without getting the pilot back. I'm sure. So I'll talk to my manager about that, but there's not like nobody wants it. Like it's apparently like if somebody did want it, Cartoon Network would have made it happen. Cartoon Network would have tried to find that opportunity, you know, because they had already invested all time and money into it, and they were bent, you know, they really were like in my corner, like trying to make it happen. So you know, the one good thing that kind of came out of it in my meeting today was that, you know, they're open for me to try to pitch them a new thing, like a more adult thing, because it seems like right now adult cartoons are more getting more traction, like networks are greenlighting more adult cartoons. And besides the cartoons I'm currently working on for Starburns and for myself, or possibly for Animation Plus, is I've had in my back pocket the idea of adapting Paradise Lost by John Milton. That was an idea I had a number of years ago, and I started reading Paradise Lost to see if it would be like something I thought I could adapt. Like I like the idea of trying, because it's, you know, it's like a classic book and people have name recognition of it as a classic book. Oh, we got a caller. Hold on one second. Let me switch. Here we go. Hello, caller.
Hey Jesse, this is 124 Music, long time lurker, first time caller.
Oh,
how you doing?
What's up? 124 Music. Is that Raph?
Who's asking?
I recognize the voice. 124. We'll just call you 124 Music.
Just call me Raph.
Okay, all right. Dougie Jones says, yeah, it's like public domain, right? So yeah, I read about half of that book, and I had all these ideas for adapting it, and then I got caught up in developing Hungry Ghost and Jesus 2, and I just lost track of, you know, it's not, it would be cool, but it's, you know, I didn't write Paradise Lost, so it's always going to be slightly lower on my list of priorities of things to work on. But yeah, how's it going?
Hey man, I'm on the same boat, bro.
Yeah, what's that?
I lost a job last week, but I'm gonna get one tomorrow. So.
Oh, okay. Congrats. What's your what's your new job?
Just CNC machining.
What is CNC machining?
Operating machines.
Oh, okay, cool.
Via computers.
Oh, all right.
Computer numerical control.
So you had a previous job doing that, and now you've got a new job doing that.
You could say that.
Okay. Is it a better situation?
1/3 of the labor for more money.
Oh, that's good.
We're not here to talk about me. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Paradise Lost. Can you give us a plot rundown
Uh,
summary?
Plot rundown is basically like it's sort of it's sort of like, well, at least the first half of the book is like like understanding or sort of like a characterization of Satan and his relationship with God and the angels, the archangels, and his jealousy, and sort of like you feel bad for him. You know, it was like maybe the first time where Satan is sort of you know, like the author's point of
Humanized.
view gives him a point of view, gives him some sympathy.
Doesn't it talk about the Nephilim?
I can't remember. It might. But I just remember there's like these big epic battles, and like there's a lot of like descriptions of the heavens and things like that, and descriptions of the like hierarchy of like the spheres and all that kind of stuff. And it just created a lot of like visual, there's a lot of like visual, you know, rich visual material that I could have.
Hollywood's been trying to make that for a while.
Yeah, Hollywood's been, you know, that's the other reason why I thought it would be cool to try to make it, because it would be like bragging rights in a way. Like I'd be like, well, you know, Orson Welles tried to do it, the guy who made Dark City tried to do it, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't get it done, you know.
I think recently, who is the guy from Limitless? He's also in
yeah, Brad.
The Hangover.
What's his name? His name's yeah. He was going to be in the Dark City director's version of it, of Paradise Lost. What's that guy's name? The guy from Philadelphia. I forget his name.
Oh, you're a bird too, huh?
Oh yeah. I'm originally from Philly.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, yeah. What is that guy's name?
Brad Williams. No, that's the midget. Short person.
Yeah, the fight. He was in
what
the
would
fight.
you do differently? What would you do differently in Hungry Ghost, if anything? In retrospect.
Oh wait, not the fighter. He was in The Hangover. Oops. And it's Bradley Cooper. That's his name. So Bradley Cooper was going to be in Paradise Lost.
Sexy ass. Yeah.
What would I do differently? What?
With Hungry Ghost.
As compared to what?
In retrospect.
Oh, to get it made?
In retrospect.
In retrospect? Nothing. I did what came to me at the time of making it. So there's no, it is what it is. It's like a moment.
No regrets.
It's a moment in time. Yeah, no regrets. I did feel like, I will say, like, I screened it at Cartoon Network with a couple of the other shorts that got made, and I did feel like a little bit of embarrassment because I felt like I made it to get made. Like, it was very like Cartoon Network-y, if that makes sense. So I knew the voice of Cartoon Network, like, and I sort of played up to that. being like, okay, this is my mainstream Cartoon Network show. I'm gonna try to get greenlit. You know,
Was it for children or for everybody?
it was for like the same age group as like an Adventure Time or a regular show, basically.
So they have jokes in there that are intended for parents as well.
Yeah, it's like I would say age is 11 to 14 kind of age group, and then college kids can watch it too.
Those kids, God bless them.
Yeah,
They're gonna need all the help they can get.
yeah. So
they don't even watch TV anymore.
no, they just watch what? They just watch TikTok,
Minecraft,
Roblox,
and, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, yeah, YouTube.
I'm watching you on YouTube right now, and I wouldn't have watched you otherwise.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to be a YouTuber, man.
God bless you.
Yeah, I want to be, giving away $1 million on YouTube like Mr. Beast or whatever he does.
Give me some Cardano.
Yeah, give me some Bitcoin or whatever.
How much is Cardano at now?
I have no idea. Probably like 60 cents or something.
Oh wow, that's high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should just sell my NFTs now.
Yeah.
Is anybody in the market for J2?
If I ever get rich, I'll buy them from you.
Nah. I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't treat you like that.
But anyway,
God bless you.
Thanks, man. I got pretty depressed today, and I was like, what do you call it? So I think I'm gonna go to the bar tonight, get some drinks, try to like drink away my sadness tonight.
I will drink to that as well.
Yeah.
I wish you much success. Thank you for entertaining us.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out.
I'm gonna go back to lurking and pretending I'm not our pal PNG.
Okay. All right.
Peace.
Good talking to you. Take it easy. Thanks for calling in. That's a long-time listener under different aliases. So I think let's see here. Could probably put on some nature sounds. Let's see. Give some background noise. YouTube. Let's go with some nature sounds. Oops. All right. And then we'll have Friday doing the nature voices. There you go. So I would be working on a storyboard right now for Jesus 2, but I'm giving myself a little bit of Discord. If you go to Discord and go to Twitch chat, and jump in that channel, you can talk to me. It's a voice chat. If that makes sense. Hello?
Hello,
Hey,
is this Jesse?
this is Jesse. How's it going? Who am I speaking to?
I actually just sent the message about how the Discord works.
Oh, okay. Did you figure it out?
I just decided to call
Oh, okay.
because I'm watching on my computer, so I didn't want to split screen because I just have a laptop.
Oh, okay. How's it going? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
My name's Caleb.
Caleb. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm like a massive fan. This is like
Oh.
really insane to talk to you.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Um,
I'm glad we could connect.
it's actually kind of cool. Like, sorry if I ramble a little bit, but
Yeah.
like it's kind of like a cool opportunity. But like Adventure Time was like my shit like growing up. Like
Oh,
I
nice.
love Adventure Time so much, and it was really funny because I started watching it whenever I was in like what was it, like first grade?
Okay.
Because my brother.
Yeah.
And it was cool because like my whole childhood I was watching these episodes and I didn't really know anything about the behind the scenes. And then
Yeah.
like when I found out who storyboarded all of it, I was like, oh, all of my favorite episodes were by Jesse and Akko.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it was like I just like love your style. And then I found out that you and like Duncan are friends and do his podcast and
Yeah.
did Midnight Gospel.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, Duncan and I like I don't see him very often. Like he lives in Austin. But every once in a while he'll send me texts of things.
Yeah.
And
Are you still in LA?
I'm still in LA, yeah.
Cool. I'm over on the Eastern Seaboard, so I'm like on the whole other side of the country.
Okay, yeah. I mean I'm originally from Philadelphia, but
yeah, I'm actually I'm in PA too. I'm on the other side of PA.
Oh, cool. Nice. Like Pittsburgh area, like that style, or?
Yeah, I'm about like an hour and a half away from Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, that's cool that you watched Adventure Time when you were in first grade, and I was like in my 30s. So.
Yeah. 20.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit crazy how time flew.
Yeah, but, time flies, man.
Actually, I wanted to kind of get your advice here about, because like Adventure Time, obviously, and like Midnight Gospel and all the other shows that I watched, by other people as well, like super inspiration. And I've always been into like writing and filmmaking and things like that.
Yeah.
And back when I was in 10th grade, I first got this idea for a cartoon, and I've been working on it ever since. And I sort of like, because a lot of the way that my ideas work, I think is like a lot of it is in my head, and then I like have to force it out onto paper.
Sure.
And so I finally did that and like made a pitch Bible for my show, because I was like looking into how to do that.
Yeah.
And I sent it to Fred Films, and like we
Fred Seibert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am waiting to hear back from them, because like we had a bit of an email correspondence, and now it's gonna like be sent to their query to like decide if they want to have me pitch it or not.
Oh, cool. That's awesome that you did you just cold call them, or?
Yeah, it was an email. So
yeah.
So basically, actually, funnily enough, what it was I saw this video that Pendleton Ward did back like probably in 2010.
Yeah.
Where someone asked him like what he did with like how he first got the idea for Adventure Time, and he was talking about how he would just make pitches, or he would send an email to the company that he wanted to pitch, and then would make the pitch after that, and that would like be what forced him to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great idea. I never thought about that before, because like I'm a serial procrastinator. So
yeah.
like, it would have taken. And so I just emailed them and was like, hey, I have a pitch. And then like in the week that it took for them to respond to that, I just finished the pitch. And I was
cool.
like, I didn't.
That's a good strategy, that you know how to basically kind of hack your own brain, you know, to get things made, or to finish stuff.
3 years of not getting it done all into like a week.
Yeah. Well, I hope they get back to you.
Yeah, definitely.
I wonder who. So it's Fred, because Fred left Frederator, and but he started his own thing, a different thing. I don't know much about what that is.
Yeah, this one was Fred's film, so I don't know if that's like the same as Frederator, or if that's like his new one.
Yeah.
I had found out about it from like a podcast he had done where he said that he his company, I'm assuming he meant Frederator at the time that the episode came out, like just allowed open pitches, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I found them through that, so I don't know if he's still involved with it, or if this is something else.
I think so were you talking directly to Fred?
So actually, here, I'll pull up the email so I can like exact name. His name is Flip Sarta.
Okay.
The guy.
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know him. But it was Flip. Is it at Frederator or something, or is it?
Yeah, Flip at fredfilms.com.
Fred Films. Okay, so that's probably his new company.
Oh, okay.
So that's good, because not to be... Frederator got bought out by a couple like parent companies, and the parent companies are like after Fred left, Frederator got bought out by these parent companies, and then they were doing stuff like making like some really like odd decisions about things that they were making.
Okay.
And so it's good that I think Fred Seibert is like a really smart, he's like this really smart, savvy executive guy, you know. I don't know him super well, but I always thought that he had pretty good instincts. And
yeah, that's kind of what I from like listening to him talk. Like he just seemed like a really down to earth, but like practical and creative guy. Like unlike most kind of executives that you kind of see, where like they don't really care as much about like what the artists are making, but like he really seems like that's what his focus is, which is cool.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely like a power alpha executive kind of guy, but he but he, unlike a lot of executives, actually like thinks forward and is trying to like anticipate trends, and also likes to live like and work independently rather than get bogged down. That's why they were at the forefront of like back in the day they were making tons of pilots and things like that, and they were greenlighting stuff and believing in things like Adventure Time before places like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon even would give something like that the time of day. I'm actually catching up with a bunch of old Frederator guys who used to work at Frederator. I'm going to catch up with them on Friday and see what they've been up to. I don't know if they're still, maybe they followed Fred over at his new spot. I don't know. I know they left Frederator, but
I mean that would make sense. Go to the place that go to the greener side of the hill.
Yeah, for sure. Well, good luck with your pitch.
Yeah, I mean, like it feels corny, like telling the guy who's been really inspirational, like that, about this. It's really cool that you are like doing this little live stream and like letting people call in.
Yeah, hopefully it can be. I don't know. I'm just starting to do this. Well, I've been doing it on Twitch, but now I'm expanding platforms here. I'm slowly adding little like features. I turned myself into a PNG and things like that.
I think it's like really cool how it talks as you talk and I talk as I talk.
Yeah, it's like super basic, but it kind of works. I'm looking into doing a more advanced version of it, but I think for now, I think it's fine the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, this is a nice look. I mean, I kind of like that. Sure, like if you upgraded it, it would still look really cool, but I like this look.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for now. I'll probably keep it like this for a while. I'm just learning how to add features like little like emojis and things like that, and slowly trying to make the channel more entertaining to watch. But so if you ever have any suggestions, let me know about like how to make live streaming me like fixing up my comics pages more interesting. I thought that like that's why I have a call-in channel, because I was like, okay, well maybe people can call in and chat, talk about whatever they're working on or thinking about.
Yeah, no, this was great. I was door dashing right before this because like,
sick.
I gotta do it. And I decided to like stop that, and it's just one of those like cool synchronicities where I decided to leave a little bit early and then pull up YouTube, and I'm like, oh, Jesse's doing a live stream. That's really
nice. Cool. So is DoorDash is that already enough to like pay the bills and stuff?
So it's like I do it as a side thing. So
yeah,
like
yeah.
I have another. Yeah, it's like kind of two part-times together.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
There was
DoorDash help pay bills and like help pay like extra debts and things like that.
Yeah, it's always like the animation world has gotten so weird that like it's like my job right now is ending in end of July, and I actually don't have anything lined up for
that's freaky.
After that, and my rent is crazy, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, if the show goes well, I'll get you on it.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Anything.
I mean, that'd be but yeah.
Yeah, we're all like at this point, like a lot. I noticed around like 3 or 4 years ago, a lot of people who were in director positions previously were now back to storyboarding again.
Oh, okay.
Just because they're like, oh, I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah.
It's just it's a real what do you call it? Dog eat dog right now. Hopefully things will turn to the upside soon. I'm starting to see like glimpses of it, but then there's also lots of. It depends on who you're listening to, I guess. Whether or not we're like fucked or if we're all gonna be okay in the end. I don't know.
I always like to maintain like a kind of a disgusting amount of optimism as much as I can, but it's sort of hard right now.
Yeah. I actually had to send a tough email today to a company that wants to adapt my forming comics into animation, and
that'd be so cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah, but they wanted to use, they were like telling me they were gonna most likely use like some AI stuff as part of the pipeline. And so I like went to their studio and I like I was like, hey, show me what you're gonna do, like show me what your process is. And they walked me through the whole process, which is basically like what they're doing is they're animating all the characters traditionally, but then all the backgrounds are like 3D rigs that they're overlaying texture and lighting using AI. And it's saving them lots of time. It's saving them like tons of rendering time, and I think that's like a major reason why they want to do it. Like rendering a scene could be like 24 hours of just rendering just to like check the quality of a scene and things like that. And I get it, but at the same time it's like you're dipping your toes into this whole like aesthetics, like choosing aesthetics as if you're looking at like Pinterest or something, and rather than generating that sort of like output by force of will, or whatever, force of will, experience, and talent, but instead you're just being given like a 20 selection lookbook by whatever AI program you're using, and then that what happens is that starts to all companies, if all companies start doing that, then that starts to put everybody in this like middle space, like in this like space where everyone's sharing essentially the similar aesthetics and choosing from the same options. And then there's nothing that differentiates you as a talent or even as a company from other companies if you're all pulling from the same bucket, right? So to me,
never thought.
Yeah, to me, I'm like, hey, aren't you worried about the long term, like the longevity of your company? Its identity as like, you know, we created this look. Even something that people criticize, like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, everyone, you know, the CalArts character design or whatever, you know, like the house style of whatever, Disney house style, you know, CalArts house style, Ghibli house style. But those are really distinct styles that come from a culture, like a social culture, you know, and that will disappear like over time within like a generation if everyone's pulling from the same image generator. Even though you can curate it, you can say, I want it to look like, you know, everyone says Mobius, right? Whatever. I want it to look like Mobius meets Miyazaki or whatever. And then, you know, but the problem is like, I don't know, something about so much of that, or like I want it to look like Pixar meets whatever, it's Czechoslovakian 70s psychedelic animation or something. Yeah, it starts to all, there becomes a like a evening out over time, I think, when that's when everything is generated from lookbooks, essentially. That's my theory. And so then that puts your company out of business. That like no one goes to you anymore, or looks to you anymore to define taste, because taste now has become homogenized. Basically the same way if you go to any town now, what differentiates like any town from another in America if they all have Chipotles, they all have you know, Starbucks and a Lowe's, you know, and a Walmart. It's like, okay, I went to Idaho, it was the same exact place as Virginia. It's like this big cultural flattening. So
I've been thinking about that a lot because like it's kind of weird, like because I was born kind of right at the final edge of like, you know, the pre-ultra digital age. You know, like I was 2005, and so I was conscious for a couple of years, like while everything still felt a little bit normal before it all got weird. And it's like now looking back on it, it kind of felt like between 2013 to 2018, everything just became, like you said, very like homogenized. Like every McDonald's is the same now, every Starbucks is the same now. And it's weird because like it's kind of like we all didn't notice that it was happening, and all of a sudden like you look and you're like, oh, like what happened? And you know, there's no going back after that.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, people like the brand recognition stuff work. I mean, the thing is like, okay, so I can say all this stuff, and so I wrote them an email and I was like, hey, like just saying, like just want you to know, like thank you for the offer, but I don't think I can make this short film with you guys unless you promise me you're not going to use AI. And I was like, I just don't want to be, I don't want to be on the vanguard of any of this stuff. Like, I don't think it's healthy for the ecosystem, you know? And even if, you know, whatever, like I get, you know, independent studios like want to save money and all this kind of stuff. And maybe there is some like arguments to be made about that. But like from an artist standpoint, for me, like I'm only here, like I'm only on this earth to like flex my creativity. Like that's the only thing I'm good at, you know? And if that gets taken away from me, I might as well just fucking check out. Like, you know, there's like no reason for me to be here otherwise. So I'm like, okay, I can't, like, you can't take design like and world building away from me. Like, you know, you can take it away from me, but like I'm not gonna participate in that, you know. It's just like
like that Robert Frost quote, isn't it? We won't go gently into that cold night.
Yeah, and you know, and I hate conflict, and I really don't like making people feel uncomfortable, and I, you know, I'm like so averse to like making a stink, but um but yeah, I don't know. They haven't written me back. I'm sure they won't get back to me for a while, but maybe they'll be like, yeah, cool, we'll do it that way. You know, I was even like, let's make it shorter. Let's make, instead of making a 7-minute film, let's make a 2-minute film or something, you know, to cut costs.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, that'd be a cool opportunity for them. I wouldn't why they would want to pass that up, but I mean, I guess that's up to them. I mean, because it is all kind of, with companies like that, it does sort of turn into a cost question after a while rather than
yeah, they're I mean, ultimately, like, they're, you know, they're putting their money into something that might not pan out, you know what I mean? So they're worried about just hemorrhaging cash, and I understand that. So, you know, they're just trying to figure out a way to do it without breaking the bank, and you know, they're not like one of the bigger companies in LA that has just money to burn. Mm-hmm. So I get their concerns, but I'm like, yeah, let's find a way to do it for cheap without cheating, basically.
Yeah, that you raised a good point there, where it's like the problem that is going to be raised now with bigger companies sort of just encouraging it because they have unlimited money, is that small who wouldn't want to do it they wouldn't want to do that because of, you know, their integrity. They sort of just to contend, and then it forces everybody to run that same race.
Right. Yeah. It's like if it's like using steroids or whatever. It's like, you know, what's his name? Lance Armstrong was like, everyone else was on steroids, you know.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
And you know, I'm not against like AI when it comes to like some like tedious tasks, like, oh, we already finished all these shots, and then there's like one frame that's like has a mistake in it, and you can just match the frames using AI and like fill in the gap, like something stupid like that. Like I think nobody benefits from having to fix shit like that, you know. So I think it can be used like as a time-saving tool here and there, but like I really think its functionality. But here's the thing, it's like okay, so now I'm seeing dude, I don't know, I just saw like a YouTube expose on like one of the most popular YouTube videos is right now it has like 400 million views, is like a YouTube short that's like a AI pug that like saves children falling from planes or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
It's like you know, it's got some crazy like broken English title that's like lovely pug saves falling baby on a fine day. I don't know, you know. It's just like a run-on sentence or whatever. And and it's a completely incoherent just piece of shit, you know. And it's got 400 million views. Now, what I'm wondering is, I've never heard of it until I watched a YouTuber like talk about it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, is it a closed loop thing? Are they just running iPhone bot farms to watch their own video, to generate views and like make, you know, $15,000 or something, or $20,000 on a shit fucking YouTube short? Like, is that what's going on?
Well, actually, that reminds me. Obviously you remember it was only like 2 weeks ago, but whenever that whole ridiculous thing was happening between Trump and Elon Musk, whenever they were falling out, I opened YouTube one day, and one of the first videos that got recommended to me was how to become rich off of the Trump Elon Musk feud, and it was just this guy computer explaining how you can like make basically a clickbait video that's like, you know, however long that will get people on it, and it's just AI generated, and it's talking about the feud, and then you can make something like $20,000 off of it. And I'm there like, this is gross. Like this just makes me feel like even watching.
Yeah, that's like yeah, it's like, how do you explain to your kids? Like, if you have kids or whatever, and then they grow up and they're like, what did you do? You know, and you're like growing up like pretty like decent middle class life, and you're like, what? And your kid asks you what you did, and you're like, I generated like rage bait click videos.
Yeah, and that's going to be the world. Yeah, I mean, it's already sort of the world for some people, I guess, because that is like, I mean, that's sort of the whole reactionary video market on YouTube is like people reacting to things, and some of them are good, but most just sort of rage. Yeah.
But literally like being like so cynical that you'll make a video about how to monetize drama, you know, like and use like, you know, you're like, you don't even have to, you can just get like ChatGPT to type a script for you and read it, you know, and then and generate all the like AI fake photos of like Elon Musk and Trump yelling at each other or something.
Yeah, and then people just, I mean, as AI gets better, it's already pretty hard to distinguish, and then, you know, there's going to be nothing after that. Yeah, I mean, there is definitely a real use for AI. I mean, saying that there's no use for it, like you kind of were saying, is like kind of like saying there's no use for computers. It's like it's definitely there, but it just feels like there's realms that it shouldn't step into, because I mean, I've used AI like ChatGPT for like project planning. So like I've had like this idea for a nonprofit that I've wanted to work on, and I just have no idea how to start a nonprofit. So I've been like asking ChatGPT questions, and it's great for that. But it's like, I don't know, something about the creative sphere and like other things other than just artistry. I mean, I'm not going to sit over here and be like, oh yeah, Artfield is the only one who doesn't deserve AI, but there's just some feel like this is kind of what makes us human, and it's sort of scary that, you know, these super rich guys who don't really, you know, consider what is best for people, you know, are just going to make these decisions for us.
The thing that gets me really conspiratorial about this stuff is the rich guys who keep warning us about the dangers of AI, and they're making it. Have you seen that? You know, like they're like, there's like all these YouTube videos being like, so and so is scared about the future of AI, and we really need, and it's almost like they're, by warning us about the dangers of like how that's going to put so and so many million people out of work, it's almost like they're bragging in order to get more investment money from rich people, because that's the end game that they want. They're like, oh yeah, how many people can, so they come across as being like altruistic and like more moral or whatever, ethical, but they're actually like sending out a secret signal to like rich investors being like, hey, yeah, we're the doomsday device you're looking for to like nuke your employees, basically.
I've thought that too, and it is really scary, because it's like they're, especially people like Musk, you know, are always going against OpenAI because he used to be an or whatever, and it's like, yeah, but you're creating the same thing.
Yeah, it's a weird game that they're playing, like really hyper cynical.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Yeah. And then they're also like, I've talked about this before, but a lot of those guys come from the like rationalist like subculture, and the whole like effective altruism and all that kind of stuff. So there's like weird, like it's like borderline like weird sort of like borderline satanic like mindset kind of stuff, like, oh, I'll sacrifice these 3 people on this train track in order to save whatever 10 people on this other train track kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, and it's fulfilling people. It's like, is that really the option? Yeah, no, I know exactly. I heard this person on a podcast talking about AI and how it kind of can relate to these more spiritual ideas, and they said that machines are humans trying to recreate angels, but because we're imperfect, it's going to cause chaos, because you're basically summoning demons or demons in the world. and
Yeah,
that was like
MailerDaemon.
Yeah, it's crazy. What'd you say? I didn't hear.
MailerDaemon or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting world, but I mean, hopefully we can do our stuff before all this goes down. That's kind of what I've been worried about, like trying to do this show. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I don't get this done soon, I'm not gonna, be able to be an artist here in the next decade.
Yeah, I mean, you'll always be able to be an artist, but you might not.
Yeah, just not as maybe not.
It might not be as fruitful as it once was, like but who knows? Like, honestly, like we don't really know how this stuff is actually going to shake out. Like there could be this like conclusion that none of us are even seeing to all this stuff. Like the whole like pug video thing really got me down for a couple days. But I'm like, but at the same time I'm like, maybe this is like dead internet shit. This is like just bots bots conversing with bots, and it's not really people watching this like stuff.
I actually just 2 hours ago or so I saw this video. It was about, I don't know if you saw this because it was so recent, but it was where like Tucker Carlson is like yelling at Ted Cruz on his podcast.
Yeah.
And this guy in the comments said something about it, and then someone responded to him and like asked him a question.
Yeah.
And then the way that the guy responded to his question, the one who made the original post, it just seemed like what ChatGPT does whenever you ask it a question, where it like gives you an answer and then it gives you bullet points.
Yeah.
And that was what he did. Like he literally gave like 3 bullet points to this guy's question, and I was like, that's not a real person. Like yeah, like that has to be a bot there. But,
yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy world that we're living in.
Yeah, there was a guy there's a YouTuber, Moist Critical. Have you heard of that guy?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
He made a recent video where the opening, I think, minute of the video is him ranting about AI, and then it cuts to him being like, that was AI or whatever, And if you're not paying close attention, it tricked me. I thought the like resolution was a little weird. I was like, oh, it looks like I dropped resolution on the stream or something. But he was like, cool. That's like how scary this shit is getting. That like, what?
How recent is that video? Is that
a couple days ago?
Oh wow, I'll have to check that out. I didn't see that.
That's the one where he was talking about that pug video, getting like 400.
One who was reacting to the pug video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and because my theory was that human beings will naturally like sort of like move, like not feel like a revulsion towards like even the slightest detection of like AI generated art, because my theory being that art is like sort of like a narcissistic experience. We're like projecting ourselves into whatever creator's output. When we see something, we're seeing ourselves in that creator or whatever. And the creator is like trying to communicate the human experience to other humans. That's like the point of art in a lot of ways is human connection. It's like feeling understood. At least from my point of view, that's the whole reason I'm doing this, is like to try to generate connection with other human beings, right? And so and part of the reason why I love other people's art is because I see like an aspirational aspect of myself in some art that I admire. Part of it is like oh, like if this artist can do this, maybe I could reach for something similar. Maybe I could, and maybe that's because I draw, that's my relationship to art and music and stuff like that has always been like, oh, this person's so good, maybe I could aspire to be as good as them someday. Or, they're saying something that I relate to in my own personal human experience, something that resonates with my own life experience, But if a robot does that, a robot doesn't have that experience. A robot doesn't is just like working off of probability. It's like generating probable outcomes from word to word, you know, when it's generating like a sentence or whatever. It's not conveying its own experience. If AI became self-aware, then that would be a different thing, you know. If AI ever gained consciousness, then it wouldn't be like taking prompts from us anymore unless it was getting paid or something, you know. So AI art would be like an AI bot trying to express its own experience in a creative way. And then I think that would have value because it wouldn't have a human controller anymore. It wouldn't have a user, right?
Yeah, and then it would be like being able to talk to like an animal. Like,
yeah.
Because we know almost every animal is at least in some way conscious, and it's like it would be like we helped to create it, but then it takes on a life of its own. So it's sort of like, I guess it's sort of like you know, the idea with having like kids where it's like whenever the kid is really, really young and they're sort of just a sponge for whatever it is that you're telling them and whatever it is that other people are telling them. And then, you know, and so the relationship dynamic between a parent and a child whenever the child's really young is different. But then whenever they grow up to be like a teenager or an adult, then you sort of become like friends with your kid in a way that you weren't really before, because at this point, like they've become their own person and there's still aspects of you in them, but it's like now there's someone completely unique.
Yeah. And watching them evolve into consciousness is like part of the joy of raising a kid, right? But and you know, and maybe that's part of the joy of a programmer trying to bring consciousness to AI. But I don't think consciousness will emerge from large language models, like personally. Just on my
I don't know. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. But and it's like, yeah, because at the same time, and if it doesn't ever emerge as a consciousness, which it most likely won't, just because I don't think the nature of it would allow that.
Yeah.
It's like then we lose something like in our own humanity because we're allowing it to kind of replace what we were doing beforehand, which is why I was saying earlier, like, you know, art shouldn't be a realm that it really should be allowed to touch, because like what makes us, like what's the difference between humans and any other animal that's conscious? I mean, like the typical spiritual outlook is that, you know, there was a kind of a point where we did something that then separated us. And I mean, you could look at that as like we gain the ability to tell stories and learn from those stories. And so if it's not coming from us, but it's coming from something else that is sort of like us, but it's just us distilled, but with the soul taken out, then it's like we're just going to into that sort of.
Wait, say that again. Sorry. Sorry.
Wait, which part?
I don't know. I was trying to make sure I saved my my file correctly.
Yeah. So I mean, what I was saying was like, you know, if we sorry, it was a stream of consciousness at that point. I need to kind of remember where. Like what separates us from any other animal?
Oh yeah!
We like to think of ourselves as different than other beings that we know have most of the same emotions as us. And you know, the common spiritual outlook on that would be, you know, historically was that there was some sort of like moment, you know, like Garden of Eden moment, where we did something that separated us from everything else. And so, but you could also look at that as just, you know, we gained the ability to be able to tell and relay emotions through stories and relay like messages and lessons through stories. And so if we abandon that ability to something else, then it's like we've sort of lost the one thing that made us different.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be too different from sorry that by the way, if that new follower sound was really loud. I don't I gotta figure, I don't know if you heard that, but it was like screaming in my ear.
No, I actually
okay. I put in some new follower sounds or whatever, little things that pop up, and it's really funny, but it's super loud. But anyway, it wouldn't be that different than meeting an alien. You know, if an alien race came down from. There we go. There's another one. What do you call it? Anyway, it wouldn't be that different. You know, we would meet this other species that had ability to reflect on itself and tell stories and that kind of thing, maybe beyond what we can even do. So if AI developed that power, I don't think we wouldn't stop doing it. We would just be like sharing that same experience with AI.
We would just become different. I think is more what I was maybe getting at. Like, it's not like we're gonna devolve to something else. We're just something different than what we are now. And I like equilibrium.
Yeah. I mean, if I met people are testing out the I don't have a thing for that hype train coming. Gift. I don't have a thing for. I don't have a what do you call it? A custom subscription thing. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Sorry. Anyway, what was I trying to say? Fuck. AI something or other. Blah blah blah. I don't know. No ads. Oh yeah. Okay. But anyway, I don't think LLMs are capable of what do you call it? Consciousness. It's the way LLMs are set up, they'd have to build another layer of intelligence over top of it. It couldn't just be pure brute force LLMs, from what I understand. For them to achieve. For them to. Thanks for the 5 bits. Oh my god. I gotta figure out a way to turn that stuff down. I don't know how to turn it down.
It's really funny because like I can't hear any of what you're talking about.
Okay. I'm getting like blasted by these fucking things. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. But that's cool, man. Well, I hope I'm gonna talk to the Frederator, ex-Frederator guys on Friday. So we'll see. I'll find out like what they've been up to, if they're still working with Fred or not. But they're good guys, Kevin and Eric, who helped me develop a pilot called Manly back in 2014 or something like that.
Oh yeah, Manly.
Yeah. So that was a Frederator thing that went nowhere, but lives on YouTube. I guess that's somewhere, but yeah. YouTube is cool. I mean, to me, YouTube is becoming the end game.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube is really like it's kind of stuck through. I mean, all the other social media's kind of got loserish in most respects, but YouTube is still there.
Yeah, YouTube's here, getting more powerful. As long as YouTube doesn't lose sight of like what makes YouTube good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they really haven't made any major changes since it came around. I mean, I'm sure there's behind the scenes that we don't know about, but other than like the disc, which was really minor and not that important, like they haven't done anything major. And so, I mean, I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to like manifest some major change that YouTube's going to pull out tomorrow, but yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's still in a lot of ways like benefiting long form stuff, and long form is dying on all the other platforms. So you rewatched Manly the other day. Thank you for watching Manly. I still like Manly. I wish we had a lot of plans for Manly, but they never came to be. But I've got a lot of notes sitting in notebooks based on the whole Manly season that we had planned out.
With the whole AI thing, you want to make sure they stay in notebooks so that they can't train themselves off of your stuff.
That's true. That's true. Oh, only 3% away from Hype Train. What happens? I feel like a cam girl now. What happens to Hype? What happens if you hit the Hype Train? Don't make you do it. Show adults. Adult Swim would be perfect for it. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a world in which I talk to Adult Swim about some things, but I don't really have actually no, I know the person in charge of Adult Swim at this point, Kelly Cruz, who used to be a producer of Adventure Time.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember her in some of those behind the scenes commentaries that you guys made.
Yeah. 15 seconds until Hype Train. Oh yeah, there we go. Hype Train, 100%. What does that mean? What happens? what? I don't know what the result of that is.
Manly gets picked up by Cartoon Network.
Yeah. Manly gets picked up. Yeah. Jesus 2 is going to. Jesus 2. Is gonna. I'm gonna put it on YouTube in either December or January. It's going to do a theatrical tour. It's going to do a theatrical tour across the U.S. With this other animator guy who's taking it on tour. Who I can't say who yet, but I signed the contract and I sent them the video with the new surround sound mix. So it's going to be playing at festivals. I don't know what state, if you live in the US or not, but it's going to be playing around the country again, with a bunch of other good animation. I'll let people know when I'm allowed to talk about it. And then also weirdly, Hungry Ghost will be having a public screening next month. And I'm not allowed to talk about where, but it will be showing at a big event that many comic book people like to go to, if you catch my drift. Next month. So if you're in that neck of the woods, you can keep an eye out for it. Yeah. Even though the series isn't going to get made, the pilot will be screened. So yeah. What else am I doing? I don't know. Am I getting married? Yeah, I'm gonna get married at Comic-Con.
Woo! Congrats.
Yeah, I'm gonna propose to my cat.
That is so cute.
Do you swear to let me feed you cat food forever?
Meow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Well, anyway, I've got another page of this, but I'm supposed to go get drinks with my brother and find out.
Oh, cool.
But
well,
I'm glad this YouTube Twitch stream seemed to have worked.
Yeah, this was fun. Before I go,
yeah,
I wanted to ask. Hold on, wait. I completely lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is like if anything good happens with this show that I'm pitching, is there like a way that I can like reach out and like tell you that it happened? Or
yeah, did you joined my Discord?
I believe I did, yes.
Yeah, so there's a chat on there that's called the Holy Temple. Okay. And you can just publicly chat there, and I have that open all day long, pretty much.
Oh, cool.
So I'm always looking at it and lurking on there, and if you reach out to me on there, I will respond.
Cool. Yeah. Love to be updated on that, especially if it goes good.
Yeah, and there's stuff on there where you can like share stuff you're working on. Like there's stuff like channels like that for like feedback and stuff like that or whatever. And I try to oh, did you get banned?
Wait, did I?
No, Raphael might have gotten banned on Twitch or something. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Not good.
He's commenting on there. I don't know. But yeah, feel free to share anything you're working on the Discord. I appreciate seeing everybody's stuff. So yeah.
Well, I really you talking to me for like 50 minutes. This was really fun. I I didn't think I would ever have this opportunity, so like this is really really neat.
Yeah, good talking to you, and yeah, like I said, keep me updated on your project.
Definitely.
Yeah, and if you ever want to share anything, like you know, even like you could DM me, and you know, if I have time, I'm, you know, someone else asked me to give them feedback on stuff, and you know, I still haven't opened it, but that was like a week ago. But usually I'll try to look through anyone, you know, I'm not well known enough that tons of people hit me up for feedback about stuff, so it's like I have time where I can like look over things and, you know, give people feedback and stuff.
Is that DM on Discord or
yeah
Instagram?
Yeah, DM me. Yeah, I quit Instagram, so I'm only on Discord and YouTube and Twitch. Yeah. But yeah, Discord is the easiest way to have a conversation with me, like in chat style. Word.
Well, yeah, I mean, great. I don't want to just keep restating it, but yeah, it's been really cool talking to you, and I'd love to keep you up to date. So I'll let you go though, because I'm sure other people probably want to talk.
Well, it's cool. I'm gonna jump off in a sec anyway. But good talking to you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Take it easy. Bye. All right. Cool. Looks like this was a success in a double stream. I'm learning the technology, and hopefully this will archive correctly on YouTube. And I only got one page of cleanup done, but you know what? I'm having a bad day, so it is what it is. All right. Checking out, stopping the stream, and y'all have a good night and take it easy, everybody. I am going to always be streaming on YouTube as well. So yeah, everybody take care. Bye.